Hello and welcome once again to the Nota Spring 2016 Championship Tournament redo game. I am your host, Forboding Angel. I'm joined by my co-host, Koyote Kamper. And
Hey everybody.
In Conquest of Paradise, we have Kmar versus Lostmind. In the bottom left, we have Kmar.
And the bottom right, we've got Lostmind.
And looks like Lostmind is going ahead and getting up some eco. Of course, Kmar is as well. Once again, not a lot of queuing out of Kmar. Oh, wait, there he goes. Wow, okay, that escalated. And it looks like Lostmind is going to be putting a K-bot factory up about middle-ish bottom. So, I'm curious to see where Kmar's going to place his. His is actually a little bit lower. The reason I'm curious about that is because it might actually change the paths that the units are likely to take. So, yeah. It would be slightly interesting if they happen to walk right by one another.
I could see a K-bot factory being advantageous to place close to the top of each of those water areas, because of the pathing to factor through that mountain area.
Yep, that actually makes a lot of sense. And then, let's see, looks like we're going to have a Fark right out of the bat with Lostmind. And in the meantime, Kmar is still getting his eco going. And on this map, as you'll note, there's quite a few paths and hills. K-bots are pretty advantageous here. I, of course, being the vehicle lover that I am, I enjoy going vehicles pretty much anywhere I can get away with it. But on the other hand, some of these hills are particularly difficult for vehicles to traverse. Some of them won't be able to make it down this slope here on the sides. Yes. And so if you can actually get artillery or K-bots up there, you can pretty much rain death from above.
Yeah, I found that you could actually hit almost all the way to the middle section of either side hill from the middle hill with artillery.
Yeah, and honestly, it is kind of nice being able to control that center hill, because you have a lot of potential for raiding and all kinds of other really cool things.
Kmar started out with a Sprinterus going out into the middle there.
Looks like he's gonna be figuring out where Lostmind is at pretty quickly. And it's rallied practically to the K-bot factory on the other side, so
that'll be good information to have. Might be hard to get later.
This is true, actually. It looks like Lostmind is actually splitting her hammer and this lonely Rocco up. Rocco's going to take south, Hammer's going to take the north. And the hammer and the Sprinters might actually end up running into a bit of a tangle. But there is a Pee-wee coming from the north. He's going to see the Sprinters.
The Pee-wee shouldn't be able to keep up with the Sprinters if he doesn't turn around. But if he does turn around, I have a feeling it's going to die. Well, maybe not.
Yeah.
If the Pee-wee's not moving and the Sprinters is, that looks like that's a pretty good raid.
Well, okay. I'm not real sure why Kmar pulled the Sprinters back, because basically he didn't get any info, and he saw that Pee-wee coming from the north, so he could reasonably assume that Lostmind started higher up, or further north, I should say.
Yeah, something interesting to note is Kmar's been he's had double metal in Kamper the last 2.5 minutes or so, and he's now out of metal, and he was out of energy, so that could be a fair advantage that he has going in if he doesn't start losing units anytime soon.
That is true, and actually one thing you might note is that the Sprinters actually repairs itself. So the damage that it already took, it has recovered, and these Sprinters are going to take on this Rocco. And unfortunately, that Pee-wee is not going to stand a chance. This hammer is running for dear life. Not going to work out very well.
I think Kmar's in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get this hammer for free, too.
Although, actually, since I've mentioned that, Lostmind has advantage in metal. I believe they aren't doing any reclaim yet. It's all just metal extractors.
Mm-hmm. And Lostmind does appear to have quite a bit going on as far as queued metal extractors. The sprinters are going to potentially catch some of the metal extractors in the south, and also he could end up getting the bottom 3 metal extractors in the bottom right. And that's possibly going to pull Lostmind off mission down south, which I imagine it probably doesn't want to be very distracted by, but unfortunately...
I think he's going to have to pull most of his arm to take on that group.
Yeah, there is a little skirmish going on between a Pee-wee and a sprinter, or 2 sprinters in the middle. She, yes. Pardon me.
Excuse me.
So these sprinters are actually just sitting in the bottom right. I think Kmar momentarily forgot about him. Oh, he is microing them around. Mr. Rocco's shot dodged a hammer.
Lostmind's taken her tower off of building anything, so it's helping.
There's some really good micro
thing
coming out of Kmar with this. He's managed to eat very few shots here. He did take one.
Did he actually lose one, or did?
Yes,
okay,
he lost one from the command center. Because when she stopped building it, fired off and was able to finish one off. And it looks like Kmar's basically using sprinters to control the hills. But, unless I'm mistaken, Lostmind's army is significantly larger.
Yes, I do believe it is at this point. I believe that Kmar's still been putting a lot into eco, especially all these solars sitting around the back. He's putting a lot of his metal into that.
Yeah, he's got some wind generators back here, and it looks like they're really putting in some good work as far as that's concerned. I imagine he's trying to get cheap energy fast. And okay.
From what I can tell, I think that the Pee-wees are going to have to be about 3-1 to beat this little group of sprinters.
Those are not
to get some
odds.
good hammer shots.
Yeah, if he's able to land some decent hammer shots, especially if they happen to bunch up, but oh man, his sprinter's micro is good.
Yeah, that's pretty devastating. He's taken out a very large quantity of.
Now I did eat 2 hammer shots, and that really hurt him. But
he is grouped really tight, which doesn't lead to his advantage really.
Every time one of the hammer shots flies over, I kind of clinch up a little bit because they do so much splash damage. And yeah,
they're hitting every single one of them when they do land.
Yeah, these sprinters are not looking like they're going to slow down soon. And unfortunately, Lostmind had her forces spread out in such a large battle line that this...
Yeah, and they're engaging on 2 fronts now. These hammers aren't doing very good work at close range against the sprinters up on that hill.
No. Unfortunately...
I believe he took like 10 of them just right there.
Her army's getting pretty pummeled.
Did we see anything other than sprinters out of Kmar? I believe that is all he's building.
Yeah,
and he's got 2 facts up.
I have quite literally seen nothing but sprinters and
yeah, that is everything he's built.
Yeah. And it's working out for him. That's got to be frustrating.
They're just demolishing these hammers.
Yeah, and it looks like Kmar's probably going to solidify control of this hill. Now, it's certainly not over for Lostmind, not by any means, but this is
I
very
kind of feel
frustrating.
like she should stop building the Roccos and the hammers and maybe pull up a couple Zeus. I think that'd be a good strategy to go with
I agree.
against this.
Yeah, she needs stopping power. And
Yeah.
unfortunately,
When
what
these
she
things
has,
get close, they just go right through her army.
yeah, and she's going to have a little problem again in the south here because she's essentially got no defense except for the command center, and there it's firing off, but I don't really think it's going to be able to do enough damage to these to really deter them. But he is pulling them back.
Yes. Also, Kmar is now double on metal income.
Oh, wow, and
And
Lostmind
we've
actually
got,
throws in the towel. Okay. Alrighty, well, congratulations to Kmar. Good game.